Where Leaders Are Born. Welcome to Part 5, brought to you by Struggle, Grow, Succeed. Today we're going to talk about micromanagement. Welcome back to Where Leaders Are Born. This is Part 5. Today we're going to talk about micromanagement. You know, the line between an effective leader and a micromanager can be thin. Where does the line between being detail-oriented or obsessive lie? Or between being overly controlling or sufficiently constructive? Although the line can seem hazy for you, chances are your employees easily recognize micromanagement. Yet managers rarely view themselves as such. According to a survey, 79% of employees claimed they'd been micromanaged at one point or another. What is more, 91% of managers were unaware of employees changing their job due to their micromanagement behaviors. Now, there's two issues here. One is how a person that feels they are being micromanaged responds to that. And the other is for a manager or leader to be able to recognize that they are micromanaging their team. Let's take managers first. This calls for a look in the mirror and asking yourself just a few questions. If you have to, first of all, care what your team thinks about you. Care what your team thinks about you. Many managers don't really care what the team thinks. They just care about what kind of performance that they can get out of their team. If you don't pass this first test, chances are that you're having turnover issues right now. Employees want to be heard, and they like to be able to express their opinions without being belittled or ignored. Now, the manager does not have to accept any changes to a process or go along with the idea of an employee, but it allows employees to have a creative mind, and it can bring about growth within the team. When a mind is allowed to be creative, it can sometimes bring about positive changes to the workplace. It can help employees feel that they have value to offer. Who knows? There may be an idea that comes from an employee that will streamline your business and bring about a positive change in the work environment. My dad was a welder, and he welded at a nylon plant when I was just a young boy. And I remember that the place where he worked not only encouraged new ideals, but they also rewarded those ideals. He had an ideal that saved the company a lot of money, but it required some extra work. Now, he was paid $500 for the idea, and then he was given the extra work to do and then paid for that extra work. This saved the company thousands of dollars, even though they paid him for the idea and paid him to do the extra work. If managers or companies are closed-minded to the ideals of their employees, it can cost them a lot of money and a lot of business. Micromanaging is a closed-minded way of managing because it puts all the decisions on the back of just a couple of people. Micromanagers usually become very stressed at times because they are trying to control everything and everybody. If you hire a person to do a particular job, after that person is familiarized with how the business operates, they need to be left alone to do the job that they were hired to do. There are always times to meet and discuss how things are going, but to hire someone because of their qualifications and then try to manage every move they make and every action they take, the results will be counterproductive. You might think that things are going smoothly, but what you miss as a micromanager is the creative ideals that this employee might have. They become discouraged, they become aggravated, and stressed out because everything has to be done exactly the way the micromanager wants it done. Now, you may think that you have the answer to everything and that you know the best way to do everything. But if your mind is not open to learning or changing, you could be missing out on ways that could streamline your business or bring increased profits. You have great skills and you have knowledge, or you would not be in the position that you are in. What you are doing, however, when you try to control everything and everybody, is stifling the creativity of the people that you have hired to do a specific job. Discouragement, turnover, and health issues can be the results of this type of management style. Remember the stats? 91% of micromanagers do not realize they lose good people because of their management style. Ask yourself, or better yet, ask your staff if they think they are being micromanaged. 79% of them think they are. Now, I don't have the stats to tell me how many micromanagers changed their style of management after learning better, but employees who are being micromanaged for any length of time will soon leave and take their skills to another place of employment, perhaps to your competition. Now, the best way to avoid being a micromanager is to investigate and learn from managers who are successful. Take leadership training and experiment with different styles of management techniques. If you happen to be a manager or a leader who knows it all, you probably haven't finished listening to this training module. To have a better and more productive workplace and business, grow your people, grow yourself, and become a better leader every day.